Sitting on the porch as the evening fades. Old man in the shadows with stories that invade. The wind howls a tune like a ghostly call. He leans in close as you'll hear their thrall. Legends of the night, of things unexplained in these haunted hills where sanity's strained. He whispers soft warnings, his eyes aglow. The things that you seek are the things you don't know. Oh, the hills are alive with shadows and dread. Strange whispers in the night, like voices of the dead. Bigfoot in the thickets, dogmen on the prowl. When the darkness settles in, hear the monsters howl. He talks of old legends of foul flickering lights, mischief in the moonbeam on those restless nights. The dogman's howling a sound that chills the bone. With claws like daggers it prowls alone. And Bigfoot's shadow towering and fierce, a creature of the wild, making wanderers pierce through the foggy abyss where they shouldn't tread, knowing not all stories are merely in your head. Oh, the hills are alive with shadows and dread.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? I guess you want to come up here on the front porch and sit down and listen to old Grandpa tell you some Haint tales. Tonight we got some good ones. May keep you up all night. May even keep you out of the woods for a little while. Don't go in the woods by yourself after dark. Tonight, Grandpa's got one called The Dog Man at the State Line. Fog ain't supposed to move like that. Not across asphalt. Truckers talk about a stretch of I-40 where the fog rolls in thick as wool. One driver swore he saw something tall and wolf-headed pacing his rig at 60 miles an hour. Claws tapping the metal like it was thinking about peeling it open. He pulled into the way station, white as a sheet. Trooper didn't laugh. He just said, "Son, you're the fourth one this month. Some things don't need chasing. They already know where you're going. If your radio ever cuts out near that old state line, keep your eyes forward. Don't look into that fog." Here's some more of Grandpa's old Haint tales. This one's called The Lantern and Under Black Mountain. There's a light through those mica mines, but there ain't nobody alive carrying it. Hikers say a lantern glow drifts through the trees near the old mines. Moves slow like somebody elderly is carrying it. But when you call out, the light freezes, goes dark, then reappears behind you, closer. Some say it's a miner, warning folks stay away from weak ground. Others say it's following you home. Either way, that light ain't natural, and it don't like being noticed. So if that light stops moving, that means it's found you. Now, we all know, growing up, We sit on the porch, or either we sit in Grandma and Grandpa's lap when we was youngins. Listen to them old tales. Was them tales actually something other that actually happened? Or was them tales make us behave? You decide. We're going to keep on with some of Grandpa's old Haint tales here. We're going to see what goes on. And then I'm going to start taking some questions from the crowd. I know we got a few in here tonight. Maybe they got some questions. Maybe they got something that they want to tell to add to Grandpa's old Haint tales. Hang in there. This ain't over yet. Born on the bayou, the water remembers every foot that ever stepped on. And this is the old swamp witch of Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana. Fishermen talk about an old woman who walks on top of the water at dusk. Bare feet, slow steps, humming a tune that makes the frogs go silent. One boy followed the sound once. He came back 3 days later, clothes soaked, eyes wide open, whispering, "She ain't dead. She just ain't human." He never spoke again. Some songs ain't meant for human ears. So if you're down there in those bayous of Louisiana, down there where the alligators and rattlesnakes play, if you hear them frogs go quiet, don't listen for that song. You wished you hadn't. Now we're going to switch from Louisiana, North Carolina, a little town between Marion and Black Mountain, a little town called Old Fort, North Carolina. Now, Old Fort's got some tales, got some real good tales. And I'm going to tell you one of them right now. The only way Grandpa can tell it. This is the death crow of Old Fort. Round here, a knock on the window ain't always a visitor. Folks in Old Fort talk about a crow. Taps on windows the night before someone passes. One man opened the window and asked what it wanted. Crow tilted its head and said in a perfect human voice, "Making sure you're ready." He passed in his sleep before sunrise. Some messages don't come from this old world. So if you hear a tap, tap, tap at midnight on your windows, might be a good idea. Do not open that window. Might be the last window you open on this side. The next time, you might wake up on the other side. Here's another one. I think you'll like this one. This one's called The Bigfoot That Buries Its Dead. Now, we all know some people say Bigfoot's a legend. Some folks say he's a myth. Some will even go as far as claim Bigfoot doesn't exist. We've got Cherokee legends, pictographs, petroglyphs. We've got stories that dates back for the past 2,000 years. So let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. If this creature doesn't exist in 2,000 years, don't you think that tale would have been debunked by now? Let's go on with Grandpa's story. Grief just ain't a human thing. Animals feel grief too. Two campers near Rome Mountain found a shallow grave. Huge handprints pressed into the mud around it. They thought it was a prank until they heard a low, mournful sound from the tree line. Something massive stood just beyond the firelight, watching. Not angry, just watching. It was a morning bad. They ran. When rangers checked the site, the grave was gone, replaced by a carefully stacked cairn. Some creatures honor their dead better than we do. So if you're out in the woods and the woods goes quiet, you see something other odd, unusual, kind of looks like a grave, best leave it alone. Something's buried there that you're not meant to see. Something's mourning the deceased of that creature or whatever that's buried. Best leave it alone, let it grieve. And with that, I'm going to flip over here to the comment section. We're going to see what everybody thinks. We're missing one person tonight. Normally, I've got my partner in crime, my cohort, Miss Cindy Sapp from Covenant of Curiosities. You can find her on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Normally, she's in here with me on these old Haint tales that Grandpa's got. But tonight, she had other commitments and couldn't make it. We know Cindy's out there doing exactly what Cindy always knows to do. She is doing her job. So let's slip over here to the comment section. We'll see what other people's are thinking and saying. I'll throw these comments up on the screen, and we'll see what's being said. Howdy, Hound Dog. Chad Fox 8014. Hey, brother. Unleashed from Trisha. She's excited for the stories tonight. Glad to hear that, Trisha. I miss you, little girl. You're just like my little sister. I love you, darling. And there is Miss Cindy. She's in the crowd tonight. She said, "There's my brother. I will see you on Thursday." Yes, you most certainly will, darling. We're going to crank this up. And, tell him what old Grandpa's going to tell on Thursday night now. I'm glad every one of you has come in here and decided to sit down and listen to these stories that I got from Grandpa. And let's see. Hound Dog said he don't walk over it. He walks around it if he can. That's a good way to do it there, Hound Dog. Now, does anybody out there in the crowd have any questions? Any comments? Since we're running solo, we're not going to run too doggone long tonight. because I don't have my cohort with me. She don't have her stories to tell. I'm not going to hog every bit of this by myself. But anybody's got anything? Feel free to type it in the comment section, and we shall do what we can to answer your question, acknowledge your comment, and see what all else we can get into tonight. If you want to hear some more stories, somebody give me a thumbs up and I'll read you one or two more. Give that a few more minutes. And if anybody's got a tale they want to send in for Grandpa's old Haint tales, here's an email that you can send to. Send it to nci.rob@gmail.com. Put in the subject line, Grandpa's old Haint tales. If it's a true encounter or something other that Grandma and Grandpa always told you when you was a youngin', feel free to type it out. You don't have to give no exact locations. You don't have to give exact names. Keep anything you need to keep confidential. Please do, because we do not tell nothing on nobody. Oh, Chad Fox, 8014. Hound dogs want to hear another one. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, he's over here. See what else old Grandpa's got that I've archived off here. Let's see. We're going back to Louisiana. This is called the Swamp Steps. But it don't float like that unless something other wants it to. After heavy rain, wooden steps appear in a bayou. They're old, half-rotted, leading up to nowhere. One guide watched a man climb them, step by step, until he vanished into thin air. The steps collapsed into the water a moment later. All they found of that man was his hat floating in circles. Some paths you find ain't worth following. So if you're ever down there in the swamps, in the bayou of Louisiana, and you see a set of steps in that swamp, they're not for you. You climb them. It might be your hat that they find circling in the water. Here's another one from old Grandpa. This one's called the Black Mountain Screamer. Now we're jumping from Louisiana back to North Carolina. Some sounds ain't meant to be identified. Up near CeeLo Knob. Whoa, that's not too far from where I live. So this must be the Black Mountain Range that Grandpa was talking about. Folks, I've not read these stories. I've heard them. Couldn't remember them. But I jotted them down the best I could. And these is not from my grandpa. These is from several different people's grandpas. Up near CeeLo Knob, there's a scream that echoes through the ridges. not a bobcat, not a woman, not anything natural. It screams only when someone's lost. Search teams use it as a guide. But one night it screamed, even though nobody was missing. By morning, a hiker was found on the trail, eyes open, mouth frozen mid-scream, like he had seen what the creature was warning him about. Some warnings come too late. So if you hear that scream up on CeeLo Knob or along the Black Mountain Range and you're deep in the woods, best advice, don't answer it. Go home while you can. And here's one more. Then we're going to go back to the comment section. This is the ghost at the Tennessee rest stop. Not every hitchhiker is looking for a ride. Remember when Grandpa and Grandma, your mom and daddy used to tell you beware of strangers and never pick up one? This right here might be why. A woman in a blue dress asked travelers for a lift just to the next exit. If you let her in, she talks soft, polite, and often too calm. But when you pass the next exit, she says, "This ain't where I died," and disappears. Every driver reports the same thing. Their radio switches to static right before she vanishes. Some passengers ain't meant to stay long. Yet dress. She flags you down and asks for a ride. You best keep driving. Let's see what our comment section says. Hound Dog says Grandpa was right about the fog. It can be downright spooky when it rolls in around 2 a.m. If you've ever traveled anything much and you've been out on these old lonesome highways and even on these old lonesome interstates at 2 o'clock in the morning, moon sitting low in the sky, and old fog goes rolling in, not a good feeling. Something's in that fog. You may not see it, but it's there. And here comes Pop Smoke in. He says, I'm late to the show. Have you heard of the Rawhead and Bloody Bones? My grandpa told me about it. Pop Smoke, I've not heard of that. That'd be an interesting story. If you want me to read it on the air, tell you what to do. Go over to your email, punch in nci.rob@gmail.com. Shoot me a message. Put in the subject line, Grandpa's Old Haint Tales. Tell me your stories. I'd love to read them and love to read them on the air. So, ladies and gentlemen, here in just short, we're going to back out of here, but we appreciate everybody that's came in here. I know we got 6 out there in the audience. Maybe some more people will show up and rewatch this and send it to their friends and their family and their relatives. Maybe we'll get some old Haint Tales from around the country. So with that, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to find old Rob, I'm the co-founder of North Carolina Investigates. We have a show every Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. You can find us over on TikTok at North Carolina Investigates. And you can even find me on Facebook. Shoot me a private message. Tell me you found me on YouTube, whether it be the NCI show or whether it be Grandpa's old Haint tales. I'll do everything I can to get back in touch with you as quick as I possibly can. Keep in mind, the 21st of this month, North Carolina Investigates. I think there's going to probably be about 8 of us in the crew. We're going to have Tim Deals, George Lunsford, Jerry Millwood, myself, Brian Boom Boom Sawyer from Sandusky, Michigan, is going to join us in down there. And we may have another or two. I think if he's over being sick, I think our blue tick, Harley Owens, is going to try to make it to that show. Come down there and see us, talk to us. We want to hear from you. I know you guys hear us all the time here on YouTube. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your tales. We want to hear your stories, your encounters. If you're a cryptid investigator, a cryptozoologist, by all means, come and talk to us. It'd tickle us to death. We're just as country as cornbread. We bring you the truth. We don't lie about nothing. If we go out on an investigation and we come up zero, no evidence, no nothing, we'll tell you we didn't find it. And we'll tell you why we didn't find it. But if we find something other, we'll share it with you. We don't care one bit in the world. Share our evidence that we got. Now, our locations is going to be a different story. We're not going to tell you everything on that. But if you want to sit down, pull up a big cup of coffee, talk Bigfoot, Dogman, even Grandpa's old Haint tales, love to have you. Tickled to death to meet you. And I guarantee you, when you leave, you'll swear that you've known us for 25 or 30 years, that we growed up together. We're one family. We love everybody. And we're tickled to death to meet you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Good night. And we'll see you at 9 o'clock this coming Thursday. And I'll have my cohort, partner in crime, my little sister with me, Miss Cindy Sapp from Coven of Curiosities. Check out her YouTube channel. Check out her Instagram, her TikTok, wherever else she might be. Check them out. I think you'll enjoy it. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it. And as always, be good, behave, be pretty, and bicycle.
Out in the woods where the tall pines sway, NCI's on the hunt and they're here to stay. From the heart of the valleys to the mountains' crest, searching for stories that time can't outrun. No rest in western North Carolina, where the tales unfold, Bigfoot shadow and secrets long told. With a map in their hands and courage in their stride, they chase down the legends in the wild they abide. Oh, up in the Smokies where the spirits roam, NCI North Carolina feels just like home. Chasing the whispers of the stories untold, with werewolves and ghosts and thrills that never grow. Late night in the forest, all's calm and right, but not for long as the howls drift through. Bigfoot may be lurking just beyond our view. Native American tales weave through the trees, echoes of their legends carried on the breeze. From ancient spirits that dance under stars, to the ghosts that wander, leaving tales with scars. Oh, up in the Smokies, where the spirits roam, NCI, North Carolina, feels just like home. Chasing the wind